All right, welcome into your October housing market update for Central Ohio. So we've got some good stuff to discuss, a little bit about interest rates and where we see the housing market heading towards the end of the year as we get into the fall, late fall, into the holidays. So let's dive into these numbers and talk about it. Okay, so before we get into interest rates, I want to discuss a couple of the other market factors here in Central Ohio. Um, Absorption rates are up to about 2 months supply of inventory, and the list price to sales price ratio is down to about 97.5%. So these two statistics tell me that the market is a little bit softer right now. Of course, it is the late fall and this is normal. This is a normal trajectory for this time of year. But if you're thinking about buying a property, I would certainly suggest looking into the available inventory and trying to find something that might work for you right now because the market is better for buyers today than it might be as we get into the spring. I'll talk about more about that in a second. But first, let's look at home price appreciation. We're still averaging up between high fours and 5% on average year to date for home price appreciation. And then lastly, as of last month, year to date, we're up about 8% in new listings. So new listing inventory has been better this year than it was last year. Another great sign for those looking at buying. More homes available, less competition, and so that's a great thing. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the rates. Okay, so what you're looking at is the last year in average rates. They do mortgage survey across the country, and this is how they gather the data. Right now, we're at just over 6.5% for the 30-year fixed on average. We are up a little bit from the low point, which was middle of September when rates were down in the low sixes. I saw some stuff get into the or to the high fives in September, and then they bounced back a little bit. But the good news is the Fed has said that they are going to do maybe two more rate cuts throughout the end of the year. Now, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association, they are predicting to end 2024 in the low sixes, like 6.1, 6.2%. So we should see rates improve from the 6.5 rate down into the low sixes over the next few months. So it's not going to be anything drastic, but we're going to see a steady decline in rates as predicted, or that's what's going to be predicted. And then the prediction is also that you will get into the high fives throughout next year. So rates will decrease now going through 2025. Of course, that's all speculation. It all depends on what happens in the economy. But as it looks today, those are the projections of what you should expect to see. Okay, now the last thing I wanted to talk about is the where we are in the market today. The chart you're looking at on the screen is a chart from 2014 through last month, and it is showing the median sales price over time. So you can see that home prices steadily increase, which is, what most people know. But what you will also see is every year there is a peak and a valley, and traditionally the peak is into the spring, usually the early spring, and the valley is down towards the end of the year, this time of year that we have right now. So for those thinking about putting their house on the market, pay attention to this chart, and more importantly, pay attention and talk to someone like myself about what's happening in your submarket, your specific school district, your specific area. If you are going to list your house at the end of the year, we do want to focus on the things that we can do to make it even better and to make it stand out amongst the competition, because yes, there is still demand, but demand is less today than it's going to be in the beginning of 2025, most likely. A lot of things could change that, but based on what's going on with rates and the traditional housing cycle that we see, that is what I would expect to see happen. So that's a little nugget for anybody thinking about listing their house. And overall, if you are thinking about buying a house, I say definitely be searching right now and see what happens with rates over the next couple of months. All right. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.